U.S. intelligence report, Washington has now taken a bold step to silence its critics. The Pentagon has released dramatic footage dubbed bomb tapes showing the deployment of bunker buster bombs in recent American strikes. The move is seen as an attempt to prove that key Iranian nuclear sites were indeed obliterated in precision hits. The video showcases how these powerful bunker busting munitions work, tearing through reinforced structures buried deep underground. Now remember, the Pentagon's briefing on the recent American strikes in Iran was also conducted, which quickly took another turn, leading to an unexpected exchange. Tensions flared between U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and his former Fox News colleague Jennifer Griffin. In a heated exchange, Hegseth accused Griffin of spreading misinformation, saying, "Jennifer, you've been the worst, consistently misrepresenting information and doing so intentionally." Griffin firmly hit back, stating that she was the first to accurately report on the B-2 bomber deployment, the mid-air refueling and the mission details. Defending her credibility, she said that "I take issue with that."
Just arrived last night back from NATO.
Do you have certainty that all the highly enriched uranium was inside the Fordow mountain, or some of it, because there were satellite photos that showed more than a dozen trucks there 2 days in advance? Are you certain none of that highly enriched uranium was moved?
Of course, we're watching every single aspect, but Jennifer, you've been about the worst, the one who misrepresents the most intentionally. What the president says. I'm familiar.
Report out the ventilation shafts on Saturday night, and in fact, I was the first to describe the B-2 bombers, the refueling, the entire mission with great accuracy. So I take issue with that.
So we're looking at all aspects of intelligence and making sure we have a sense of what was where. For years, it was a devastating attack. We appreciate you covering it.
Well, so that, of course, is Secretary Pete Hegseth in that heated exchange with his former colleague. But remember, the Trump administration has been under immense pressure domestically as far as the impact of these strikes are concerned. And the Pentagon, of course, as well as the White House, releasing that video of, how these GBUs work is something that White House and the Trump administration want to counter and pose as a counter to all that has been said about the results. Remember, Jennifer was also questioning her former colleague Pete Hegseth of whether the entire obliteration has been done at the Fordow nuclear plant, to which Pete Hegseth said that you have been misrepresenting every detail of this mission. My colleague Srinjoy Chaudhary is joining us for more on this. Srinjoy, the Trump administration under immense pressure back home as far as the impact of the airstrikes are concerned. But this heated exchange really goes on to reflect. And of course, we had, Trump also using the F word when he was talking about the war, clearly reflecting the kind of pressure that the Trump administration is facing at the moment.
Undoubtedly, the first point is that there is a difference of opinion. The intelligence people say that yes, there has been damage, but the damage can be repaired in a few months, and after which Iran's nuclear program will be on course. On the other hand, Trump himself, the Pentagon, they all say that the program has been the two nuclear places have been obliterated. Now, if you obliterate something, it will take years for the Iranians to come back. Now, if these 2 or 3 places have been obliterated, then Iran has no nuclear program. That is the difference of opinion here, which is why Hegseth was as angry as he was when he pointed out that the media has been misrepresenting. The fact is that there are 2 completely different facts that are coming out. The intelligence people are saying that the damage has been minimal.
All right. Srinjoy, thanks very much for joining us at the moment and sharing your perspective. Of course, we'll have to wait and watch how this really unfolds. Remember, viewers, this isn't the first time that Donald Trump's team has targeted a journalist, accusing them of biased reporting. In fact, following the airstrikes, Trump personally called CNN and the New York Times out for what he described as unfair coverage. In a scathing statement, Trump had claimed that fake news CNN and the failing New York Times have teamed up to demean what he called one of the most successful military strikes in history. He's accused both networks of trying to always make US look bad. In fact, Trump didn't hold back, calling the reporters involved as bad and sick people, and insisted that both CNN and the New York Times are now being slammed by the public. We'll keep getting you more on this. Right now, it's...
When the stakes are high and the answers